Welcome to another episode of Hanging with the Huns with your host, Todd and Carrie Hun.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Welcome to, howdy y'all. Welcome to Hanging with the Huns. I'm your host, Todd Hun, and this is my lovely wife and co-host, Carrie.
Hello.
And tonight we're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to talk in other news, because it seems that everybody in the news these days wants to talk about Trump or somebody, I don't know. It's mostly politics, right?
Well, I know I've noticed a lot of talk about just upsetting news and I'm not talking about just personal stuff. Of course, there's always going to be personal things, that we're going through. And that's not to say that that's not important to talk about, but it's the other news that's out there that necessarily doesn't affect you personally, or it may not, and it may not even be true, or
I hope it's true.
I'm talking about the negative stuff. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. I thought you mean like fake news or something.
No, what I was saying is I've noticed most of the stuff that I've been noticing is the bad news that's not necessarily personal, not necessarily pertaining to you, that person that's sharing it, or, it's just bad news. And like, why do we want to know about that? Like, why not talk about what's positive?
Give me one example and then we'll go into positive stuff. Like, what exactly are you saying?
I don't really want to.
Is it like the political stuff, or
it does get political? I guess it points to politics.
The ideology stuff.
It's just stirring up bad
energy,
juju.
Yes.
it's just not helping anything. It's just, you get up. I just see people getting upset about something you cannot control. And all it does is just make everybody else. I mean, we already have enough things in our lives that we have to deal with that are difficult, and it is not our choice, but it's, it's something that we have to, deal with. But to just posting or sharing things that are just, over and over, just not good and doesn't help. I don't know. I guess I feel like we should probably balance it out a little bit and share some good news.
And most of the people that share that kind of stuff really don't know anything about that, or they're not doing anything for that cause.
Right.
They just want to complain about it.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So we're just going to do positive in other news, world news, whatever. I don't know. We've got some funny news stories, and we're gonna talk about, I don't know what they are.
Well,
I got a bunch on my phone.
Yeah, so we were just in search of some good news that we wanted to share, and come across some things that we wanted to put out there that was worth sharing, I think, and then kind of lighten up, You
want to go first?
Yeah, and also to go along with, hearing so much negative news and getting the bad news and, over and over, these things, it can affect our mental health too. It's like if we're just constantly reading the bad news, constantly listening to bad news, or just things that just upset you, it's going to take a toll on your mental health. And, that is something also that I came across that, where there's been studies, of course, that show that it will cause, more stress, more anxieties. It distorts your view of reality. You start to see like your reality becomes not really the reality that it should be.
Yeah.
It's manipulating it. Basically.
We're not even on X. I mean, Facebook's bad enough, and Instagram, the post, Instagram's not that bad. But I think the worst we get is on Facebook, and we're not on Twitter or X or anything like that. So,
okay.
Anyway,
so with that, I'm going to share.
Where we're going with this.
I'm going to share one of the things I found that was interesting and is cute. It's a former vendor, a former homeless guy in London got dubbed the happiest London bus driver. I think that's just like
London bus.
it's such
Is he driving like a
London.
double-decker, like red bus?
I think so.
How can you not be happy in one of those?
I don't know. I'm sure people just
There's angry double-decker bus drivers. Those are like the anyway.
I think it's kind of
awesome.
cool that they actually give an award for the happiest bus driver. I mean, I've never heard of that, but that's
What's
pretty
his
cool.
name?
His name's Patrick Lawson.
Patrick. Good old Patrick.
But yeah, he had 45.
Here's to you, Patrick.
He had 45 of his passengers vote for him to be the happiest bus driver, and he won.
Is that like a is it like a transit bus or like a school bus?
They call it
probably the transit bus.
What do they call it?
Our school drivers are like beating kids, and
I don't know why it's hard to read this article that's like, I guess, written from a UK journalist. This was posted in what is it?
You don't need to read the article.
Yeah, I was just trying to find, well, because I was trying to understand like what they call the bus. It just says that he's well, it says former homeless man becomes London's happiest bus driver thanks to some charity that I guess does the awards. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. I thought that was pretty cool that I found cool. That.
Good for you, Patrick. I've got let me see what mine is. This one's pretty good. I'll start with this one. An Idaho man with multiple Guinness World Record titles for juggling brought his muscles into the mix by involving a 10-pound bowling ball and a balance board. So he did
Wait, he was juggling a bowling ball?
Yes, his name is David Rush. He has 2 world records. Let's see here. It says the ultimate test when he attempted the record for most juggling catches of a bowling ball and 2 balls on balance board in 1 minute. He attempted the record during a visit to Guinness World Records headquarters in London. A lot of stuff going on in London. Happy bus drivers and bowling ball jugglers.
I seriously cannot even imagine how somebody can juggle.
So he did 243 catches with 2 bowling balls.
Wow.
On a balancing board.
Wow.
That dude has no girlfriends.
What?
Maybe he has a lot.
That's
maybe
pretty impressive. I think
it might be like a big sport
in
London, maybe. I don't know. Bowling ball, juggling. Anyway, so that's cool. My mine.
All right. So I have the next one I have is doctors have performed. Oh, I've got pop-ups coming up here. Doctors have performed brain surgery on a fetus in one of the first operations of its kind. This one was pretty impressive. This is pretty cool.
Crazy.
So apparently there was a baby, or there was a pregnant woman with her baby that had, during a sonogram, had found that let's see. Okay, so this is... Okay, I don't even know why it starts out that way. So before she was born, this little girl developed a dangerous condition that led blood to pool in a 4-millimeter wide pocket in her brain. The condition could have resulted in brain damage, heart problems, and breathing difficulties after birth. It could have been fatal. Her parents signed up for a clinical trial of an in utero surgical treatment to see if the doctors could intervene before any of these outcomes materialized. It seems to have worked because the team behind the operation now plans to treat more fetuses in the same way. So that's good news. They've discovered a way to do a surgery to help save a baby. So the baby, so the baby's condition, known as vein of Galen malformation, was first noticed during a routine ultrasound scan at 30 weeks of pregnancy. The condition occurs when a vein connects with the artery in the brain. These 2 types of vessels have different functions and should be kept separate. Arteries very high pressure flows of oxygenated blood from the heart, while thin-walled veins carry low-pressure blood back to the other way. When the two combine, the high-pressure blood flow from an artery can stretch the thin walls of the vein. Over time, the vein essentially blows up like a balloon. The radiologist at Boston Children's Hospital, Massachusetts, who treats babies born with the condition, was Darren Orbach, and that's what he was saying. So, anyways, so the baby, let's see, the girl's mother was referred to the clinic trial March 15th at 34 weeks. She underwent the experimental operation of a 2-hour procedure that involved a range of medical professionals. So I'm not going to go into all of that, but so anyway, it did work. It says the baby girl was born healthy a couple of days later.
Yes.
So
really?
Yeah.
A couple days later?
Yeah.
I wonder if they what is the normal term?
And she didn't need any
42 weeks?
Huh?
For a baby?
40 weeks.
40 weeks?
Yeah, that's the
So
normal.
she was just a little early.
Yeah, but and it says she didn't need any treatment for the malformation. The brain looks great, they said.
I wonder why they didn't just wait until she was born and then do it then. I wonder if it probably would mess her up, maybe.
Well, I think the whole reason is they want to be able to do that for a baby before they're born, because it gives more hope for you're going to have. I guess it just gives you more hope that you're going to have a baby that's going to be born healthy.
Yeah.
Versus having to go through all the procedures later on. I mean, think about it. They did that within 2-hour procedure, and then crazy. The baby is born healthy. Versus it's not. I don't think it's guaranteed. Like because it's like they want to take care of it. It sounds like they have to take care of it pretty quick. So as soon as they found out. But anyway, that was good news. That's a pretty
American
awesome
doctor.
Yeah, he's a Boston doctor.
There
I mean, as far
go.
as I know, I don't know.
Right,
Boston
cool.
doctor. I don't know if he's American. I mean,
I
think he's American.
Obviously
he's
in America. That's what
Boston.
I'm saying.
I don't know why that has anything to do with it, but yeah.
Because
awesome.
Americans rule. We're awesome.
Okay, not necessarily. There's awesome doctors all around the world.
I know, that's
They
true.
actually come here to help us a lot of times.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Anyways, what's your next
positive? So my next one is Colombian police catch a man smuggling packets of cocaine under toupee. This is for real. So 40-year-old man attempting to smuggle several bags of cocaine concealed beneath a meticulously attached toupee. And it was 220 grams of cocaine in small bags strategically placed under what authorities described as a narco wig. That's pretty
clever.
I mean, come on, though. Like, a dog's not going to be able to smell through hair. Or, I mean, what is he thinking?
They're trying to find whatever way they can get it.
They found it through because of a dog, right? Wearing blue gloves that carefully removes suspect's wig.
Or maybe the hair just didn't. Dang it! Maybe the hair.
It was such a good idea in my dream.
Yeah, the hair was sitting off of his head like this much gap.
Yeah, it's like powdered.
Nice try, dude.
Drifting down. Anyway, that was a good one. All right, what do you got?
Okay, I got a Scotland-based speaker whose wise TED Talks has amassed 150 million views. That's pretty impressive.
Is that the video we watched?
Yeah, it's like less than 10 minutes. And
that is pretty crazy. It's all right. I mean, it was a good video. It seemed like it could have like went into more depth, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, so his name is Julian Treasure, and his title of that TED Talks is How to Speak So That People Want to Listen. So of course we watched it.
Yeah, exactly.
I will tell you.
We want people to listen to us.
I will tell you. I remember.
Oh, we're supposed to talk. I remember. Voice. I forgot.
Yeah, he talks about the 7 sins of what you shouldn't do or say, and then he talks about certain ways to control the sound of your voice. But I also remember him doing some kind of crazy mouth exercises.
Oh yeah, like
or something like that. Or
oh, we were supposed to do this before we started the podcast.
Okay. So, anyways, that's all. That's all I got on that one.
I have the list. So these are the things you should avoid. We'll just give you the highlight of his 44 million viewed video.
I think you can watch it if you want to.
And it's how to
10 minutes.
How to have people listen to you, right? That's what it was. So these are the things you should avoid while speaking to people or speaking in general: gossip, judging, negativity, complaining, excuses, lying, and dogmatism. So those are pretty good rules to live by if you're going to be a good, positive.
Well, if you just want people to listen to you, because otherwise people start tuning you out if you start exaggerating on a bunch of different things, or if you what do you say?
Well, just think about it in context. Like if we're hanging out at a show or something, talking to our friends, it's like, do we really want to hear somebody that's like complaining about everything or gossiping about one of your friends or something, or judging me for the hat I have on or something like that? I don't know. Nobody does that.
So anyway, so what do you got? What's your next one?
So my next one, 11 donkeys found wandering loose in California.
11?
I mean,
is that supposed to be a lot of donkeys?
There's a lot more jackasses in California than that.
What?
Anyway, so I don't know.
Was it maybe pretty weird? Was it because of they were rescued? Fires?
Authorities in California rounded up 11 donkeys found running loose in San Diego County Industrial Park. The donkeys were reported near Business Park Drive and Sycamore Avenue. I don't know where they're from, though.
I guess it's a positive thing. They were caught. That's good.
It's funny. They found them, and they escaped a nearby ranch.
Yeah.
So somebody got his asses back. That's a good one.
Good. All right. So my next one is, let's see, giant puffball discovery in UK feeds a family for a week.
You have to explain what a puffball is.
So that's a type of mushroom. And, so this lady was, I guess, walking around foraging. I guess sounds like something that she normally does. And she stumbled upon a colossal 5-kilogram puffball. And I think I looked that up to be about, 11 pounds?
Yeah, because
11 pounds.
Kilo is 2 pounds?
I don't know. I had to look up what 5
kilograms was. Would be like 10 pounds.
It's like 11 pounds.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yes, 11-pound puffball mushroom, a rare find in the world of foraging, and it became the centerpiece of her family's meals for an entire week. I was trying to find out how many people she has in her family, and they didn't really put that in the article. It's like they could be little kids, or I don't know.
Were they like?
I just think
poor people or something.
No, I think they just.
Why were they? Why did they live off of that? Why didn't they go to the store and get food?
Okay, well, the way they explain it, it says basically, it sounds like they do foraging. Like they probably live out in area that they go foraging, and and then instead of a bunch of little mushrooms, they have this huge one. I could see how excited they'd probably be. So basically, it goes on saying that she had made puffball pizza. It was like
what's for dinner?
Soups, steaks. I guess you can make steaks out of it. So, anyways, they just made a bunch of different meals. Basically, is what it's saying is it was big enough to make a bunch of different meals from it for a week.
Yeah, I've seen some portobellos that are like, you can make steak out. Oh, remember that?
Yeah, those are good.
Made so good, like a portobello steak.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. People live off crazy things. Mushrooms are good. I love mushrooms. Yeah. Okay, I've got this one's kind of cool. So gray wolves in April of 2024, the U.S. House voted to remove them from the endangered species list in the lower 48 states. That's pretty cool. So the gray wolves are back in business.
Gray wolves are back in town.
They're which I've heard a lot about, like them reintroducing wolves into like areas and stuff like that, and there's mixed feelings about it. You know, like a lot of the people in the cities are like, oh yeah, you know, free the wolves, but then there's the ranchers and everything that are losing their flock. I guess you can kill one if they're attacking livestock or a person, but if it's your pet, you can't kill them for attacking your pet. So, and there's like rules like that, and these people haven't dealt with wolves in years, probably ever, and then they're reintroducing him into their area. So these wolves are just like, because they're predators, crazy predators.
I mean, I've seen them in movies. They always seem scary.
It's like coyotes. I mean, coyotes, they'll go in and steal your dog right out of the. Remember that video we saw? That was Tommy Lee, drummer for Motley Crue. A coyote jumped the fence in their yard.
Yes, I did see that.
Grabbed their friggin' chihuahua and jumped back over the fence. And,
I saw that.
Ate their chihuahua. That sucks.
Is scary.
Sorry for your loss, Tommy. That's not cool. That's not positive news. Sorry. We just got dark. We just got dark. Yeah.
Hey, Debbie Downer.
But then also eagles are making a comeback. The bald eagle, and they are. I don't know if they've taken them off of the list, endangered list, but they are coming back in full force. They might already be off, but they're doing very well. So there's a lot of eagles, and I think they're still protected, but they're not dying out, which is a good thing. Because I remember a lot of eagles at the place in Jacksonville. It's like in Talbot. I think it's Beaks. They used to have eagles all the time that got ran over, like hit by cars and stuff. And I'm like, man, that sucks. Big old beautiful eagle. But so, yep, they're doing better. So that's positive news for the eagle people out there.
All right, so we got one more, which is our last one.
I got like 15 more.
Oh, I thought we were doing 5.
I don't.
I was like, I only have one more, so I'm going to share my last one. And so, continuing on with food, groundbreaking Israeli study suggests the Mediterranean diet may slow brain aging. Now, I will tell you, I have done a lot of research on Mediterranean food diet, and it is amazing how
I love it.
It seems like the cure-all. Like everything I've read about is like I'll be searching for how to, lose weight or what's the best food to eat for this or that, whatever. It's Mediterranean diet. It's Mediterranean food every single time. And so when I saw this, I was like, look at that. How it slows brain aging.
So it's like fish, chicken, it's mainly lamb. Those are the meats, right?
Yeah, and it's a limited amount of meats. It's not, you don't eat meats like all the time. So it's like maybe 2-3 times. Of course, I'm going to
talk about the meat first.
A week, yeah, because it's mostly you want to eat
like lentils.
Yeah, you want to eat vegetables. It's mainly vegetables.
Like what kind of vegetables?
Colorful vegetables.
The grape leaves.
Yes, grape leaves.
So good. Stuffed grape leaves.
Definitely peppers, like sweet peppers are in there. Mushrooms.
Oh, yeah, peppers.
Onions, and I want to say
we need Chris Miller here to explain.
Brussels sprouts. Those are a lot of the ones I found. And
Brussels sprouts, really?
I believe so. I believe that's one of them. Greens, definitely the dark leafy greens. And
like a lot rice and like yellow rice or
olives,
basmati rice,
fats, like
basmati,
balsamic.
balsamic.
Balsamic. Jasmine rice. That's what I like.
Jasmine rice.
No, that's the other one. But so olive oil is definitely good. Nuts and seeds, those fall under the Mediterranean diet. And fruits, but it's certain fruits.
I just like so many different types of food. I love food, obviously. I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah,
just to stick to one type of food would be very
it's
hard.
so good though.
I know it is.
It's very
flavorful. Like the Indian food. Does that count? Does Indian food count? I don't
know if that's Mediterranean. I don't think so. I think it's more the Middle Eastern.
Asian, right? Yeah, because it'd be like Asian food, I guess. Indian food.
Yeah, but
we had Indian food.
I feel like that has a lot of sodium,
and
a lot of sodium's not very good either, especially for me.
Shout out to the Turmeric Kitchen in Green Cove Springs. You guys rock.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Apparently, they got some bad.
This is positive news.
Well, I just wanted to bring up that I heard that they had some negative, but I will tell you everything I looked up was positive.
Any negative.
Me either. So this came from one person, and when I looked, I was like, "Where is she getting this?" I tried to find it, and I couldn't find it. So I was like, "Okay, maybe it happened a while ago, but they fixed it. They're doing better, and I'm very happy because I was happy with my meal, and you know." I don't know. I looked up and there was nothing but good news for that place. So,
and I didn't see anybody with a frown on their face.
It was packed too.
So yeah, that was good.
Yep.
So I've got
wait a minute. And on another note, speaking of restaurants, I just found out another new restaurant that there's a Filipino restaurant opening up in Orange Park. Lumpia.
That is good news.
Yes.
That is so good. Oh, yes. That's so good.
See,
news.
Just keep bringing the good news. Lumpia,
what else and what are the little the little meat pies? They're like almost like a puff pastry with meat in them, and they put a little red dot on it.
I don't know.
I don't know why they do that.
I don't even know if
there's a reason they put the dot on there, and like it's I don't know. It's can't think. Tapao, maybe.
I don't know. But
y'all know. Answer in the comments.
Lumpia.
What am I looking for?
Pancetta, I think, is the.
Something's like a dumpling.
Pancetta is the like pancetta. Pancetta.
Yeah, Pancetta is the realtor in Green Cove. Since we're on Green Cove. Pancetta. That's Pinkerton Pancetta.
Just making my own words.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
No, Pancetta. Oh, that's good. I'm probably not even saying it right.
No, I think that is right.
Pancetta.
I totally.
Yeah, that's good. Everything. Yeah. Yes. I
love Food that. Is always good to talk about.
I remember just going to weddings because I knew there was going to be.
Oh yeah, we've been to one of those.
Let's go. Let's go to the Lumpia because they don't like hold back. They're like, if there's somebody like a Filipino person getting married or somebody in the family, and they're bringing lumpia, they don't bring like a plate of lumpia. They bring they spend like 12 hours wrapping these things, and they have like 10 tins of them because they know everybody's going to be like, yes. So anyway, yes, shout out to lumpia makers across the world. We love you.
Can't wait to try that restaurant.
Okay, I got one. Pasadena Humane Society showers love care on displaced animals from Eaton Fire. And that's the big fire in Los Angeles. And they said they had 1,400 animals have been reunited with their owners after the fires that got displaced. So that's pretty crazy. And they had some of them had injuries, and they fixed them up and then sent them back to their owners. But it's so crazy that they could find. I mean, a lot of them probably chipped, I would imagine, because California has a lot of regulations. So
yeah,
I'm assuming if you have a dog, it's definitely got a license or a tag or a chip or something.
Yeah.
So that probably makes it easy. But they just passed a law in Florida too, where it's like an animal abuse law. Because that one dude tied his dog during the hurricane, tied his dog to a pole outside the highway, and evacuated, left his dog tied up to a pole, and they ended up finding out who it was and who he was and everything. But now they just passed a law where it's like very strict jail time and fines if you abuse it, like leave an animal in harm's way.
Yeah, because I wish people would see that they're like a child.
Yeah,
you know,
you need to take your animal with you, just like it's a kid. So, I remember I found so that's a weird story. I was driving down the street on the way out of our neighborhood, and there was this little dog. It was so cute too. Looked like a Basenji or something, like a weird kind of breed like that, tan colored dog, and it was tied to the fence at the playground, and I saw it there, and I was like looking around, slowed down. I'm looking around to see if there's anyone there, and there was no one there, no one around, and he was like fighting to get loose, and the leash was wrapped around, so it was really tight, like choking him. So I went up and got towards him, and he like growled at me like he was gonna bite me because he was upset. And so I just hung out for a second and like earned his trust. And finally he like licked my hand and wasn't gonna bite me. So I cut him loose, or I got him loose from the leash. And I don't know if it was a leash or a rope. I think it was rope. But so anyway, I took him in my car and went home, and he was hung out with us for a while. He was a cool dog.
Yeah, he was nice.
And so I took him to the Humane Society, and they looked for a chip, and they found a chip on him, and they do whatever, they scan it or whatever they do. And it come to find out he was from like the Virgin Islands or something. That's where the chip registered. I'm like, the hell's this dog doing here? So I don't know if they probably never found. I think they were, abandoning the dog. But anyway, he found a home. He was at the Humane Society, and a good person, took him home. So don't tie your dogs up and abuse your dogs. Don't have animals.
Really? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, do we really have to tell people that? I guess
there's
so.
There's a law now for it, right?
Yeah, I know, but people break the law all the time. Just don't be stupid. Don't have an animal. I don't know. Animal abusers.
Hopefully, our friends, and our watchers are.
Yeah, no, we got awesome people. They're all animal lovers, actually.
But do tell your friends and everybody you know.
Yes.
Be kind
There's
to animals.
new laws. But so I don't know. I think that might be it. I thought I had like one more that was funny. Hold on. Oh, this is kind of cool. Ireland sets renewable record of 70% of their energy from wind. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Oh, Joy Behar Joy Reid got fired. That's good news. That's definitely good news.
From The View?
No comment. No, that's Joy Behar. I wish she would get
fired.
Who
are you talking about?
Joy Reid is the she's just a nasty person. She's not a good person. She's a racist, and she's not nice. Anyway, she got fired. Good job. MSNBC. Yeah, I think that's it. Hold on. I talked about the wolf and the eagle. Colombian police smuggling. Yep, donkeys. Bowling ball juggler. That's it. You got anything else?
There was something I was gonna look up that I just remembered, which I thought was pretty interesting, but I can't remember. There's a place, I want to say it's like Switzerland. They do their own windmills, like still by man. And like that's just what I heard. I read something about that, and I was
Dutch. Danish, maybe.
They still, for like, I guess from the beginning of time, they're all man operated windmills. Cool. Like, and then I'm like trying to picture.
Was it a man mill or a windmill?
Well, they're the windmills.
What do you mean? The man, like a dude.
Well, that's what I picture. I'm thinking they're inside there doing something like that.
That's like that.
And I'm like, how do they? Is it like do this?
No,
or they're in there doing
they probably are saying that they built them by hand.
No, they're operated. They're not made.
There's one. There's probably a guy. There's probably a brother Jedediah sits out there. I should have looked
it up
and spins the windmill. All right, my 8 hours is up. Come on. I don't know.
Anyway,
what?
I think we're done.
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how a man.
I think we're done with our good news for this time, but we'll get some more good news. And
it's good to have good news. There's too much. It seems like all the news always is negative because that's what gets the clicks and that's what gets all the attention. But there's good news out there.
Well, people. I think it's just
the Eagles are flourishing.
We're always going to have. There's always going to be bad news. I mean, I'm not saying like there's always going to be bad news. That's not what I meant. What I mean is, even though there's bad things that happen, we're going to hear about the bad news. It's always good to come up with some good news and share some good news too. We got to try to balance it out. I think that's what it is. We want to try to keep our
what is that
mental health
Glenn Fry song about the I can't think of it. Anyway, there's a Circle Jerk song called Casualty Vampires that's about that. It's about
balancing the good news.
It's about
and the bad
everybody's
news.
always trying to get the dirt and the bad news. So we are not doing it. I don't know.
Oh,
anyway,
so we got
more good news.
Well, I was just gonna say our next. Are we doing our next one on our next episode? Will be on Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, we're gonna do Mardi Gras. I guess I don't know how long that'll be though. We don't know much about Mardi Gras.
Well, we're gonna have a we're gonna talk about Mardi Gras and what the how it's celebrated
we'll get some king cake.
A lot of stuff that I didn't know about. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna have a little Mardi Gras celebration
in the podcast studio.
So yeah, there's that.
And then we're gonna have a leprechaun party too because our leprechaun party was canceled.
Well, I don't know about having a leprechaun party, but
I mean,
what's this leprechaun party you're talking about?
St. Patty's Day party or celebration, just like the Mardi Gras one.
Okay.
Or we can do both. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, y'all.
Bye.
Subscribe and like if you like it, and
do all those fun
give us messages. I say and a lot. I know. But
peace be with you.
Yes, peace be with you. Be happy and
try
not to look at the negative stuff. Turn that garbage off.
Take a break from the news.
Yeah, because you're losing your friends and it's not worth it because it's not even your fight most of the time.
Yeah.
So,
and hey, if you can't, well, I mean, and if you pray. If you don't, ask others to pray.
Or if you're really passionate about it,
there's other ways.
Go to that country and help them. That's a positive thing.
Do what you can to help if you want to do something instead of
bitching on Facebook. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
But let's all do our part to make our lives easier and happier and
better
so
life.
we can just enjoy and do what we're here to do that so many people are denied, and so many people that don't have. So anyways.
Yep.
Much love to you all.
Not war.
Yes.
Make love, not war.
Okay. All right. Bye.